Thank you so much, everyone. I'm very thrilled to be part of this panel, and Ho Chi Minh's presentation actually gave me goosebumps, like literally. So what I want to start from is that this has been quite a year for women issues, gender-based violence conversation in my country, in Pakistan. As a nation, we were shocked by three big events which involved violence against women this year. So there was a motorway rape case where a mother who was driving with her three kids, and she was stopped. She was looted and then raped in front of her children. There was a lot of hue and cry in the country. The rapist was caught. He was a habitual raper who had been doing it, who had done it to three more women before. And now he is waiting on the death row. So this is an incident that shook the whole country because it felt very close to home for a lot of women. Then there was another bone-chilling murder of Noor Muqaddam. So Noor was murdered by her boyfriend and inside his home. And that sent shivers down everyone's, body. This has been a big deal over here, and it has started a big and probably a game-changing conversation in the country. Then there was a very, very important case. That was a TikToker who was groped by 400 men on 14th August. That is our Independence Day. And she had gone to the Minar-e Pakistan to celebrate it. And there she was groped, her clothes were torn. And later some of the boys were caught, but let's be very honest, 400 people, how do you identify and catch who was doing it? So these were three very, very big incidents that found a lot of airspace on of my male colleagues did countless shows on it. So I would say that it has been a very, very big year as far as, gender-based violence finding space on the mainstream prime time television shows. For example, the government, when it forward and then there is a pushback and then, go back, a couple of strides back. For example, a wonderful, wonderful progressive inheritance law has passed for women this year. And I think it's a tremendous improvement. Two-finger rape test, it has been abolished in Pakistan. It was a old, terrible, I would always say, it's violating a woman's dignity or everything, that she possesses. That has been abolished this year. A very progressive anti-rape bill. By the way, Ho Chi Minh, I would want to point it out here that transgenders are also mentioned in that anti-rape bill. So we had like rounds and rounds and rounds of discussion over that, and eventually, is it perfect? Maybe it is. It could do better, but I would say in comparison to what we had before, I think it's pretty progressive. But like I say, that when we make so much progress forward, there's always something that pushes us back. So the problematic issue was the mixed signals from the top. For example, the Prime Minister saying that men are not robots. So when his whole cabinet and very hardworking women, they do all this progressive work, and one statement coming from the top, it kind of like really waters it down. And it reduces the impact of all the hard work that we fight for in whatever capacity we're working in. And also a very, very depressing issue that is very close to my heart, that's the domestic violence bill. I know very hardworking women in this cabinet and other human rights activists were working together. They pushed it in both the houses, but unfortunately the men in the cabinet took over and they decided that it was clashing with the ideology of the country and also with the religious practices in the country, and it would somehow threaten Islam. So that bill was sent to the Islamic Council of Ideology, where there is no women representation, and now men will decide if this bill is threatening Islamic core. If they're attacking it, I don't know how can a piece of paper with some progressive laws can attack a religion which is there for 1400 years anyway. So men will get to decide if women they have the right to stand up against domestic violence or not. So like I said, I come from a land of great contrast. But what the difference that I've seen this year, the conversation happening around it, That is very interesting, because since I work for television and I've been here since 13 years on airwaves, this time around, I saw that
Just 1 minute,
the tone of the tone of the conversation was very different. I personally know men who are very misogynist in their personal space, but on television screens, I saw them take a very, very feminist approach. Like I say, the land of great contrasts. And while talking to them, I completely understand what do they stand for in the personal capacity, and the sort of conversation that was happening on their television screen. I would say it is something that puts my faith, that is kind of, it gives me confidence probably that the conversation will probably from here become different from what our mothers, the older generation, had seen.
Unfortunately, I have to stop you. I want to come back and talk more with you about media later.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'll sneak my question in then. Thank you so much.